Hey everyone, this is Boris Kirchner, and in today's video, I want to share with you how to experience the true power, clarity, and grandeur of your mind by stepping outside of the thought bubble of your ego. So first, let's get very clear about what thought is and why it is so important and essential to gain this inner freedom and mastery within the world of your subjective thought. Thought is the substance out of which your day-to-day experience of reality is woven. Thought, when thought feelingly, determines your in-the-moment experience every single moment of your day. The reason why it's so important for us to become free of thought is that without this inner freedom, we literally have no choice. Our sense of free will, our sense of agency in the world, whatever that may be, is actually a facade, because all we are doing is we are following the unconscious, misdirected thoughts in our mind. Why do I say unconscious? Because you personally did not select that thought. You didn't say, hey, I want to be thinking that thought, and so that thought is coming to you. No, instead it's coming to you compulsively. It is thought, when thought feelingly, that determines the way that you experience every single moment. You think you're looking at the world, but what you're really looking at is a filter of your thoughts called perception. You think you're looking at your loved one or at your coworker, but no, once again, you're looking at the filter of thought. And you may even think that you're reflecting upon yourself about who you are, but no. Once again, what you are experiencing is your thoughts about who you are. It is your thoughts that make up your perception of the world, and it is your perception of the world that determines your state of well-being, that determines the opportunities you see or don't see, that determines your behavior, and that once again, in a feedback loop, determines your next thought. So, if we want to experience true freedom, simply the freedom within the framework of your own body and mind, then it is essential that we learn to get beyond thought. So to experience this freedom, we have to practice freedom. And to practice freedom, we must first be able to tell between thought and reality. This is the experiential and tactical part of this video. I want you to get really present. Take a deep breath and start to become aware of your thoughts, even as you're listening to me here. Thoughts present themselves to our awareness as if they are the self. Your thoughts present themselves to you as if they are your own authored voice. They use the pronoun I. They speak on your behalf. But yet, you know that some of the thoughts, perhaps many of the thoughts that you experience, are not the thoughts that you would choose if you had the choice. And you do have the choice. And that space of choice is what we're about to discover. When a thought arises, let's say it's a thought about lunch, and you're thinking about your favorite meal, notice that there is a sort of hypnosis that comes over you. There is a sense of confusion to some degree between thought and reality, to the degree that you may even experience your salivary glands begin to salivate as you start to think about your favorite food. Take a look at another example. Think about a person that really annoys you, maybe at work or in your family. You've had an experience or an episode of being really annoyed. And as you think about this, you might remember that sometimes this intrusive thought would come into your mind, and you would be arguing with this person, and you would be having this mental rehearsal that's making you feel horrible. You want it to stop, and maybe you don't even know how to stop it. Maybe you reach for your favorite drink to turn it off. But what was that? In both of these examples, one was your favorite food, the other one, the person that annoyed you. Actually, it was not your favorite food, and it was not the person that annoyed you. Both of these were thoughts. And this is absolutely essential that we recognize this at a very deep and profound level. Because this confusion, while on the surface, of course you will say, that's not the person, that was me thinking about the person. But in the moment of subjectively experiencing the thought, entering it and occupying it, you lose that difference. And the way that you can know that you lost that sense of differentiation, is that you're emoting, you're experiencing emotion or physical reactions such as salivating in response to thought. So the distinction between reality and thought is blurred. And what begins to happen is that we start to compulsively act out our thoughts. We begin to feel that they are really us, even if we are suffering tremendously as we are following them along. Here is the exercise that I want you to practice for the next 5 days, 5 minutes. If you do this, your relationship to thought will change. But you have to be very present during these 5 minutes. And you have to have a very clear intention about what you are doing. So here's the exercise. Set your timer for 5 minutes. You can sit with your eyes open or closed. And during those 5 minutes, listen for thought. The moment that thought appears in your experience, I wonder what I'm going to do tomorrow. You catch that thought and you mentally say to yourself inside, you say, this is a thought about tomorrow. This is not tomorrow. And release it. Then remain open again. Come back to openness. Come back to presence. And when the next thought arises, once again, you have a thought about your date last night. And you start to think, I wonder if she, and you recognize the subject matter of that thought, and you say to yourself, this is a thought about yesterday's date, and you release it. In every one of these instances, I want you to be very present and very alert. Notice the quality of thought. Point it out to yourself. Say it mentally to yourself that this is thought, and identify what that thought is about. The moment you do this, the thought will be a lot easier to release. But that's not why we're doing this. We are doing this as the preliminary training to get you to be able to, without a second's doubt, to distinguish between thought and reality. And even when the hypnosis of thought is coming over you, for you to have this sense of recognition. I am being hypnotized by thought. This is thought, and this is not my real experience. Try this. I would love to hear your feedback. You can post it in the comments below if you try it once. If you try it for the 7 days, I would really love to hear from you and hear your experience. And after this, we're going to take it deeper, step by step, until we come to the place of not only freedom from thought, but also the conscious mastery of being able to choose and use thought to create the life and experiences that you desire. I hope this has served you. My name is Boris Kirchner. If you enjoyed this training, hit the like button and click the subscribe button as well with the bell icon to receive further trainings from me in the near future. I wish you the very best.